Little suspended alien babies and eggs? Like what? Let's read some Glitch in the Matrix stories. Hi, Matrix. Hi. I watch your channel often, and you recently had done one where a woman was talking about how her mother had a dream where they switched her babies and her baby was an alien living on Earth and had check-ins. I was absolutely floored hearing the story because I thought I was the only one who had this similar experience. I've been thinking for a few days about sharing, and I'm finally just going to go for it since I feel like you have created a safe space for me to do so. Thank you for that. Buckle up because this is kind of a long one. Yay for a long one and yay for an alien baby one. Oh my God. I hope the other person that sent that other story is watching so that they can see that they are not alone. So I'm 30 female and my son is 12 male. I was a teenager when I was pregnant with him. I was abducted from my house and came to in a round room with several other pregnant women in a trance-like state. We are getting right into it. I love it. We were all spotlit with a warm white light surrounding each of us, and in front of us there was a purple light suspending floating green orbs. Dazed and curious, I reached for the green ball with my hands, and as I'm cradling this object, these two little hands from inside pushed to the surface and held my fingers back. Wait, what? Are those like little suspended alien babies in eggs? Like what? Surprised by this, I threw the ball as hard as I could and it repelled away only to boomerang back and dissolve into my tummy. I freaked. Yeah. This commotion attracted attention from these light beings. There was a blue one that touched me and I was overwhelmed with a calm, euphoric state and a green one that communicated on such a deep level telepathically. When I got home, I felt myself dropping from our ceiling and hitting the bed. I was blinded by a night sky image that didn't leave my sight for hours. I never said a word of what happened to my partner out of fear that he'd think I'm crazy or unfit to be a mother. This is crazy to me that you remember this entire thing. My partner had rushed me to the hospital because he thought that I had rolled off of our bed and hit my head, having a concussion causing my temporary blindness. Okay, so when you said you were blinded by a night sky image, you were literally blinded. My blood pressure was through the roof, my heart was 185 for 90 minutes, and my pupils were dilated and did not contract with light. They found nothing in brain scans, blood work, or ultrasound that could be causing the symptoms. They diagnosed me with SVT, gave me adenosine to restart my heart rhythm, and monitored me for 24 hours until releasing me. My mom was by my side from the minute we got to the hospital, and I went home with her instead of our apartment. I told my mom about everything that had happened prior to, and I kept telling her that I'm not crazy, that it wasn't a dream. She calmly replied back that she believes me. Thank God Mom believed you. We sat quietly the rest of the 30-minute drive home. We pulled up into the driveway and she said, I was only contracted for one child and it was you. She got out of the car and went inside as I sat confused. I'm the middle child, so it didn't make sense. I got into the house and I caught up with her in the kitchen asking her, what does that even mean? She said our bloodline is being observed and that I was a starseed. You were an alien baby too, you're a hybrid. We had several long conversations about her abductions throughout her childhood and check-in encounters, and told me if I wanted to remember more about mine, I should meditate on it. I started painting as a therapeutic hobby. I started painting this one place where I remembered going to every year growing up. It's a place that I have always longed for because it felt like home. I drew it, I painted it, and I would have dreams of it. My mom took a look at them and she said, that's so beautiful, where is this? And I told her, it's where we would go camping all the time, the meadow, remember? We went every year as a family vacation. She looked at me and said, baby, where? We never went camping in a meadow. I then told her about every single memory that I had at that place, and she says, okay, but those memories are just of you. She was right, they had never been to the meadow. Were those like your check-ins? My mom told me about the first time I was taken for a check-in and how scared my parents were. I was 4 and found around 9 miles away from home on the side of a highway after only being missing for 30 minutes. I was always knowing things that were far too advanced for my age, and I would often talk about a version of myself told me the answers. I even remember some of these events and would joke about deja vu on outcomes of tests or conversations as I had already seen it go. I would spook people when I would say what they were going to say next. My son had his incidents as he's been growing up. As a little kid, he nonstop talked about his star family with their bright skin and tall figure and their fast car that passes stars. He would talk to lights in the sky as we would often see low-flying objects in our yard. But the biggest thing that happened is when his dad and I separated, the court ordered a paternity test. It was found that he is our child with matching maternal and paternal genetics, but he has Klinefelter syndrome, and the second X does not belong to either one of us. It was chalked up to a testing anomaly / error, but we have been advised to retest and monitor as he goes through puberty because there could be complications associated with it. I'm not sure what more to say here besides thank you for letting me share. I'm really glad someone else has had a similar situation. Solidifies my belief I'm not going crazy and my family aren't a bunch of lunatics. A great resource that greatly helped me when trying to understand and finding therapy was Starborn support for anyone else out there needing help recovering post-abduction. That's really cool. I didn't even know they had anything like that. So if anyone has been abducted out there and they need help, like, you could check out Starborn support, I guess. This is so crazy. I did not expect this from this story. I did expect her to be the one getting abducted and having the hybrid baby. I did not expect that she was also a hybrid baby and that her mom experienced the same thing. That's so crazy. You are not crazy. We believe you. And as you can see by the other story that got you to send this one in, there are other people who have experienced this too. This is why I love this community. Anyone out there, if you have experienced anything freaking weird, I guarantee you there is at least one other person in this world who has experienced the same thing. Your experiences are valid. We believe you. My question is I'm wondering if your son has any kind of abilities as well. Like you said that you knew things that you couldn't know and you could know things beforehand. Do you still have that happening where you know things beforehand, what people are going to say and have like the weird deja vu experiences? Or was that just when you were younger? And does your son have any of that stuff? This was a great one. Thank you so much for sharing your story, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments and let me know what the chill factor was on this story for you. I'm Auntie Matrix, and if you like stuff like this, make sure that you hit that follow button and you can send me your story too if you want right here to this email address. We believe you.